Have you ever had that feeling that something big is about to happen? Not something you see on the news and forget about later, but something that changes the world forever. This is one of those moments. And no, this is not just a warning. It is a call to action. What you are about to hear could be the secret to protecting your family, your life, and even your future. Be careful, because every word I say here was thought to prepare you for the days to come. The signs are already everywhere. You may not have noticed yet, but they are there waiting to be seen. Storms that appear out of nowhere. Mood swings in the sky that confuse even scientists. An unexplained increase in instability in every corner of the world. Is this a coincidence, or is it a warning? Right now, millions of people are living their lives as if nothing is going to happen. They are distracted and stuck in the routine, believing that tomorrow will be the same as today. But for those who have eyes to see the scenario, it is clear that a change is coming, and it will be bigger than anything we have faced before. Now imagine that you have the opportunity to be prepared not only physically, but emotionally and spiritually. Imagine that while others are in despair, you and your family are safe, protected, illuminated in the midst of darkness. This is exactly what this message brings to you. But before we go into the details, there is something you need to understand. What will be said here is not to cause fear. Fear paralyzes, and what we need now is action. The purpose of this message is simple: to bring preparation and hope. You will have the tools and instructions to face any challenge that lies ahead, but for that you need to listen, reflect, and act. What is at stake here? It is not only your safety, but also the safety of those you love, your family. It depends on the choices you will make in the coming weeks. That is why what will be said here cannot be ignored or left for later. This is the time to make a decision. Choose to continue living as if nothing was happening, or open your eyes to reality and prepare yourself. The decision is in your hands, but I guarantee that whoever prepares now will have a chance to face the most difficult times with strength, courage, and faith. So stay with me until the end. In the next few minutes you will hear revelations that can save lives, guidance that can be the difference between chaos and peace. This message is urgent, and I ask that you listen carefully. Every detail matters. And please don't keep this just for yourself, share it. Because the more people are prepared, the stronger we will be together. Time is short, but hope is infinite. From now on, get ready. Everything you thought you knew about the world may be about to change. This is the first piece of the puzzle. Now that we have established the beginning, we will move on to the next part, the mysterious contextualization, where the signs and impending events will be explored in depth. Are you ready? When we look at the world today, it is impossible not to feel that something is out of place. The signs are there, hidden in plain sight, like pieces of a puzzle waiting to be put together. But what do these signs really mean? And what is important? What are they trying to tell us? Maybe you already know. Have you noticed the sudden changes in the weather? Storms that appear out of nowhere, increasingly devastating hurricanes, droughts in places where there used to be abundance. Scientists struggle to explain these anomalies, but the truth is that these changes are not just natural phenomena, they are preludes to something bigger, a silent warning that only the attentive can perceive. And it is not just the weather. Notice the increase in tensions. Global conflicts that once seemed far away are now coming dangerously close. One country challenges another, economies tremble, and the feeling of instability spreads like a virus. You can feel it. It's as if the whole world is holding its breath, waiting for something that no one can predict, but that everyone feels is coming. But that's not all. There are more subtle signs, almost imperceptible, that go unnoticed by most. Maybe you have noticed animals acting unusually, birds changing their flight paths, dogs restless for no apparent reason, even the strange silences at night that were previously filled with sounds of nature. These are messages, signs that nature is reacting to something that is coming. And what about the skies? Unexplained phenomena began to appear. Strange lights, sudden changes in the colors of the sunset, auroras borealis in places where they had never been. These events have been seen to defy logical explanation and leave even the most skeptical intrigued. But for those who know where to look, these are the messengers of what is about to happen. Now, you may be wondering, is this really real or just a coincidence? You are not alone in this questioning, but there is a truth that cannot be ignored. These changes are connected, and together they form a narrative that points to something greater, something inevitable. Humanity has faced critical moments before, but never with such intensity. There is a sense of urgency that cannot be ignored, and despite many trying to go on with their lives as if everything were normal, the world is about to change irreversibly. What makes all this even more alarming is that we have been warned since ancient times. Messages came to us through sacred figures, prophets, and even historical events. They were ignored, discredited, or simply forgotten, but today these same messages are resurfacing clearer and more urgent than ever. Are you prepared to accept that the world as we know it may be about to change? And are you ready to act? Do not be fooled. Ignoring the signs is a risk that we cannot afford to take. In the next few moments, we will dive into the revelation of the first great event, something that can change the way we live our lives forever. This is the moment to open our eyes and prepare for what comes next. The time has come to unveil the first piece of this puzzle. What I'm going to reveal now is not just an event, but a watershed for humanity. It will affect every aspect of your life. If you're not prepared, it may be too late. The first major event is a global blackout. No, it's not a simple blackout like the ones you've already experienced, where the power comes back on after a few hours. We are talking about a total and prolonged collapse. An event of unprecedented proportions that will interrupt all the systems that sustain modern society. Imagine this: the light goes out and doesn't come back on. Communication, whether by cell phone, internet, or any other means, simply disappears. Transport stops. The water supply is interrupted because the systems that pump and purify water depend on energy. Chaos sets in the cities, markets, banks, hospitals. Everything is paralyzed. You can see the impact of this on your life and that of your family. But this blackout is not just a technical problem. It carries a deeper meaning. It is a sign, a moment of purification that was prophesied to us a long time ago. During this period, the darkness will be both physical and spiritual. It will be a test not only for the world but for each individual. And the worst thing is that many will not be ready. They will be caught off guard without supplies, without plans, and especially without the serenity necessary to face the chaos. Entire families may face immense difficulties simply because they did not believe that this could happen. But you who are listening to this message do not need to be one of these people. You can prepare yourself, and I will show you how. The first thing you need to understand is that the blackout will not be an isolated event. It will be the beginning of a sequence of events. It is the starting point for a new reality, so the time to act is now. So how can you prepare? First, ensure basic resources, enough drinking water for at least 2 weeks. Do not rely on public water supply. Store non-perishable items that are easy to consume without the need for refrigeration or cooking. Remember, without power your refrigerator will not work. But preparation is not just material. During the blackout, you will face emotional and spiritual challenges. Darkness has a weight of its own, and it is not just the absence of light. It is the feeling of being lost, disconnected. This is where faith and calm will be your greatest allies. There is something that few know. Blessed candles and oil lamps will be essential not only to illuminate the environment, but as symbols of the light that you need to keep burning within yourself each day. The flame will be like a silent prayer, a shield against the darkness that will try to invade your home and your mind. Also, establish a plan with your family. Decide where you will be during the blackout, how you will protect yourselves, and how you will maintain communication between you. This will be vital because once the blackout begins, it will be impossible to improvise. Many people ask when this will happen. There is no exact date, but the signs are increasingly clear. Extreme climate changes, global conflicts, global instability. All this points to the proximity of the event, and before it happens, there will be a last warning, a sign in the heavens that no one can ignore. And now I ask you, are you ready? Because from here on, what will come will be even more challenging. The blackout is just the beginning. In the next part, we will reveal what comes next, the second event, even more devastating. Stay with me. Now that you already know what's coming, it's time to talk about how to prepare. This is the most important part. Without action, the knowledge you've received will be useless. The global blackout will not only be a test of physical survival, but a spiritual and emotional challenge. If you follow these instructions, you will be much safer and more prepared to face whatever comes your way. Store drinking water as the first basic need. What will be interrupted during the blackout is water. The public water supply will stop, as the treatment plants and pumping systems depend on electricity. Make sure to store enough water for at least 2 weeks. Practical tip: choose clean plastic bottles and fill them as the signs of the blackout intensify. If possible, include portable filters and water purification products in your stock. 2. Food stock. Without electricity, markets, bakeries, and grocery stores will close, and fresh food will quickly be lost. Prioritize non-perishable food that can be consumed without need of preparation, such as canned goods, biscuits, cereal bars, nuts, and dried fruits. A valuable tip is to include high-calorie energy sources such as peanut butter or nutritional supplements that take up little space and offer great energy value. 3. Sources of light. In the absence of electrical energy, nights will be marked by absolute darkness. Prepare yourself with blessed candles that will not only be sources of physical light, but also spiritual symbols of protection. If possible, also acquire oil lamps and highly durable lanterns. Remember to keep matches and lighters accessible. 4. Protect your home. Darkness can be an invitation to chaos. During the first 72 hours of the blackout, stay at home and avoid going out under any circumstances. Close doors and windows, ensure that you have secure locks, and if possible, avoid leaving external lights on that could attract the attention of unsuspecting or ill-intentioned people. 5. Family organization. One of the biggest difficulties during the blackout will be maintaining the family unit. Establish an emergency plan in advance. Define a meeting point in case of separation. Create a warning signal or codes for specific situations, and keep everyone informed about the next steps. This planning will bring emotional security in the most critical moments. 6. Spiritual preparation. The blackout will be more than physical. It will bring a spiritual darkness that will test the faith of many. For those prepared, it will be a moment of growth. The daily rosary will be your greatest protection. In addition, create a sacred space in your home, a small altar with blessed candles, holy water, sacred images, and the rosary. This will be your spiritual refuge, a place where you will find calm in the midst of chaos. 7. Communication and strategy. Without internet, telephone, or any type of conventional communication, it will be impossible to seek outside help. Take advantage of this time before the event to establish alternative ways to communicate with your family or neighbors. Simple handwritten messages and pre-established combinations can be helpful. 8. Keep calm. The biggest mistake people make in times of crisis is to act in desperation. When the blackout starts, remember the instructions you received, take a deep breath, and trust the plan that you have prepared. Calm will be your greatest ally. 9. Care for children. Children will have a crucial role during the blackout. In their purity, they will be able to bring a sense of hope and even receive comforting spiritual messages. Keep them close and explain what is happening in a calm way, without causing fear. 10. Practice. Now don't wait for the last moment to prepare. Take a test. Simulate a blackout in your home for 24 hours. Turn off the power, use only the stored resources, and observe what is missing or what can be improved. This practice can save lives. Preparation starts today, not tomorrow. Every step you take now decreases the risks you will face in the future. Everything that has been said so far is to ensure that you and your family stay safe physically and spiritually. But remember, the blackout is just the beginning. The next event will be even more transformative, something that will put all of humanity face to face with a definitive choice. In the next part, we will talk about it. The global blackout will not be just a physical or material test, it will be, above all, a spiritual ordeal. When the lights go out, it will not be just the outside world that will be plunged into darkness. Many will feel an inner darkness, a feeling of emptiness and disconnection. This is the real challenge we will face, keeping the spiritual light burning in the midst of darkness. The spiritual meaning of the blackout. Since ancient times, we have been warned about times of tribulation that would force humanity to look within. This blackout is not just a technological collapse, it is a purification, a call to reflect on who we are and what we believe. It will force us to slow down, let go of the distractions of the modern world, and face the hard questions. Are we living the right way? What really matters? This will be a time when every choice will count. There will be no screens to distract us, nor the current routines to fill our days. It will be just you, your thoughts, and your faith. The role of prayer in the midst of darkness. Prayer will be your greatest refuge. It will not only bring peace to your heart, but will also serve as spiritual protection for you and your family. The rosary will be filled with joy, and the feelings of blessing that can come from the rosary will be like concluding the most special moment. And do not underestimate the blessed candles. They are the divine presence in your home. When you light them, say a prayer. Ask for protection, strength, and discernment. These simple actions will create a peaceful environment that will shield your home from the negativity that may spread outside. The darkness within. Prepare to face something that goes beyond the lack of electricity. Many will experience a feeling of emptiness and loss of purpose. This is part of the process. When we are deprived of external distractions, we are forced to confront our fears and doubts. But here is the truth: you are not alone. This blackout is not the end, but a new beginning. It is a chance to rediscover what really matters and to strengthen your connection with God. The divine signs during this period. Those who keep their faith alive will notice signs of divine protection. Some will have an inexplicable scent of roses. Others will notice a supernatural calm taking over their homes. These small miracles are reminders that even in darkness, there is light for those who trust. Protect the family unit. The blackout will be a crucial moment to strengthen family ties. Gather your family in prayer, talk about the importance of remaining united, and help each other to be strong. This period can be transformed into a time of renewal where bonds are strengthened and hope becomes stronger than fear. Avoid despair. The greatest enemy during this time will be despair. It will try to take over the hearts of those who have not prepared themselves, or who do not have a solid spiritual foundation. But you who are listening to this message have the opportunity to strengthen yourself now. Fill your heart with faith, fill your mind with hope, and fill your home with prayers. A moment of choice. This blackout will not be just an event, but a watershed. It will require a choice to remain in fear or embrace the opportunity for spiritual growth. For many, it will be a time of repentance and reconciliation with God. For others, it will be an opportunity to become beacons of light in a world struggling to find direction. Remember, this is a time of grace. As difficult as it may seem, it is needed. Just as gold is refined in fire, humanity will be refined during this period, and those who are physically, emotionally, and spiritually prepared will emerge stronger, wiser, and more connected to the divine purpose. The next stage of this journey will be even more challenging. We will talk about the second event that will come after the blackout, a moment of transformation that will place all of humanity before a definitive choice. If the global blackout seems like a final test, the second event will be the turning point for all humanity. While the blackout will challenge us to survive and stay united amidst the chaos, what comes next will be something even more profound that will put each person face to face with their own essence. This event will be a moment of inner enlightenment, a watershed. Imagine for a moment every individual on the planet will see their soul as it truly is, without masks, without excuses, just the truth. It will be like a divine mirror revealing not only our actions, but our intentions, our deepest motives. The moment of choice. When this happens, there will be no place to hide. There will be no escape from who we are or what we have become. For many, it will be a moment of indescribable joy, the confirmation of a life lived in alignment with the good. For others, it will be a painful confrontation, an opportunity to see the mistakes, regrets, and the choices that led them away from a higher path. The second event will be like a milestone, a point at which each person will have to make a definitive choice. It will be the moment to decide which path to follow, remain in error or seek redemption, live in darkness or embrace the light. The emotional impact. Prepare yourself, because the emotions during this period will be intense. Many will feel deep regret, while others will experience a peace and spiritual connection they never imagined possible. This will be a period of transition, of reorganizing priorities, and for those who accept it, a time of inner transformation. This is the central point of the second event. It is not a punishment, but an opportunity, an invitation to leave the past behind and start again with clarity, purpose, and renewed strength. The role of family and community. This event will not be faced alone. During this time, family and community unity will be essential. Those who have already cultivated an environment of prayer and mutual support will be better prepared to deal with the intense emotions that this moment will bring. Imagine the impact of a family united in prayer, sharing faith and hope in the midst of an event that will shake the entire world. Anticipatory signs. Before the second event happens, there will be visible signs and supernatural phenomena already appearing in the skies, changes in the behavior of animals, and inexplicable restlessness in the environment around us. These signs are preparing us, warning us that something bigger is about to happen. The spiritual aspects of the second event. In several revelations, we were warned about a period of enlightenment of consciences. This will be the point at which everyone will have the chance to understand spiritual reality in a clear and direct way. For those who have faith, it will be a moment of great strengthening. For those who have moved away, it will be a chance to return. But this event will also bring challenges. Many may feel overwhelmed by what they will see in themselves. That is why it is so important to start preparing now, both spiritually and emotionally. Preparing for the second event goes beyond the physical. It is time to strengthen faith, to seek forgiveness, and cultivate humility. Establish a prayer routine. Engage your family in conversations about the importance of staying united even when faced with difficulties. Also, keep an open heart. Do not judge others because everyone will be going through their own internal battles. Be a source of support and hope, because your light may be what someone else needs to find their way. The great transformation. After the second event, the world will not be the same. It will be as if a veil had been lifted, allowing people to see the truth with a clarity never before experienced. This will be the beginning of a new era, a time of renewal, of rebuilding, and a deeper connection with what really matters. Until then, the challenges continue. Next, we will talk about the testimonies and stories of those who have faced similar moments, and how their experiences can teach us to navigate these difficult times. These testimonies of people who have faced adversity can be beacons that, even in the midst of chaos, action can transform fear into courage. Maria from Peru, the 3-day blackout. Maria, a mother of 3 children living in a small town in Peru, never imagined that her life would change so drastically in just 3 days. When her city faced an unexpected blackout, panic took hold. Families ran to the stores, desperately trying to stock up on food and water, but the shelves were already empty. Maria, however, was prepared. A few weeks earlier, upon hearing a similar warning, she took simple measures, stocking up on drinking water, purchasing non-perishable food, and ensuring blessed candles. During the days of darkness, while others faced turmoil and uncertainty, Maria and her family found peace amidst the chaos. Gathered around a small altar she had set up in their home, they prayed, shared stories, and supported each other. What impressed Maria the most was a specific moment on the second night of the blackout. When the entire city was in complete silence and darkness, her house seemed enveloped in a supernatural calm. We felt as if a divine presence was with us, protecting us, she reported. John from Argentina, supernatural protection. John, a fervent devotee, also experienced a blackout that took his community by surprise. He and his family followed the guidelines to stay home for the first 72 hours. Even when despair took over the streets, there was serenity inside the house. On the third night, something extraordinary happened while they were praying the rosary. An inexplicable scent of roses filled the environment. There were no flowers nearby, but the aroma was unmistakable. It was as if God was telling us, "You are not alone," Joel shared. The children as messengers. Among the testimonies, there is something that is repeated frequently: the sensitivity of children. In light of these events, Sophia, a 7-year-old girl in Argentina, began drawing houses lit by candles days before a blackout hit her city. When her parents asked her why, she said that the Mother in Heaven had shown her what was to come. During the blackout, the children of the community reported dreams and visions that brought hope to the adults around them. This childlike purity is a reminder that even in the most difficult times, there is light and beauty that cannot be extinguished. What we learn from them. These testimonies are not isolated stories. They are powerful reminders that spiritual and material preparation is not just a practical measure, but also a way to strengthen our connection to what is most important. From Mary, we learn the value of simplicity. Basic preparations, water, food, and prayer, can be the difference between despair and peace. From John, we understand that faith creates an invisible shield against the darkness. From the children, we are reminded that there is hope even in the most vulnerable hearts. Your own preparation. Now that you have heard these stories, it is time to think about your own journey. How can you ensure that when the blackout and the events that follow come, your place will be a beacon of hope and not a place of fear? Establish your preparation routine today. Teach your children about the power of prayer. Build a small space of devotion in your home, a place that will be a refuge during times of greatest stress. And above all, remember that these testimonies show us an essential truth: you will never be alone. Even in the darkest moments, there are greater forces working in your favor. In the next chapter, we will explore the signs to watch for, helping you identify the clues that these events are approaching. Before the big events unfold, there will be clear signs for those who know how to observe. These signs will not only confirm that we are approaching crucial moments, but will also serve as warnings to act. They will be all around us, in nature, in the sky, in human behavior. Let's explore them one by one. Animal behavior. Animals have a natural sensitivity to perceive changes that are beyond human comprehension. They can pick up subtle vibrations in the environment, reacting in ways that seem inexplicable. Before events like earthquakes or tsunamis, reports show that birds fly in unusual directions, dogs refuse to leave their shelters, and other animals bark without motivation or exhibit unusual restlessness. Be alert for signs of birds altering their flight patterns, as if they are trying to escape from something, or a general restlessness among domestic animals who seem to sense that something is about to happen. Consider this a reminder to step up your preparation. 2. Phenomena in the sky. The heavens will tell stories that many will not be able to understand. Before the blackout and the second event, celestial signs will become increasingly visible. Among them, changes in the colors of the sky at dusk, intense shades of red, orange, and purple, different from usual. Unexplained phenomena such as strange lights will be frequent. People may report sightings of pulsating lights or unusual shapes in the sky. Solar anomalies. There have been reports of the sun appearing to pulse or change in intensity. These signs will not only be beautiful, but a warning that something extraordinary is about to happen. 3. Changes in the climate. The climate will become even more unstable than it already is. Storms will suddenly appear with a force that scares even meteorologists. Extreme heat and cold waves will occur in unusual periods. These changes are indicative that the natural balance is being shaken, a prelude to the greater events that are to come. 4. Human behavior. Not only animals and nature will show signs, human behavior will also begin to change. You may notice more conflicts, irritability, and disagreements between people. There will be an increase in the feeling of collective restlessness, as if everyone subconsciously knew that something was wrong. An increasing number of people will report strange or premonitory dreams. 5. Supernatural signs. For those who have faith, there will be more direct manifestations. Many will feel a call to prayer, as if something greater were guiding them. Others may notice soft and inexplicable smells, like the scent of roses, especially during moments of spiritual reflection. In addition, sacred objects, like religious images, may exhibit unusual phenomena, from emanating light to appearing to emit a comforting type of heat. 6. The inner feeling. One of the most important, but most subtle signs will be what you feel inside yourself. Many report a hunch, a silent conviction that something big is happening. Don't ignore this feeling. It's a reminder that the time to prepare is running out. 7. Signs in the silence. The silence itself can be a sign. There will be times when everything seems still, as if the world is holding its breath. These moments are like pauses before a big event, an invitation to gather and prepare. How to react to the signs. When the signs become clear, it is crucial not to hesitate. Intensify your preparation, gather your family, and strengthen the bonds between you. Pray more and share this message with those who have not yet understood the gravity of what is to come. Most importantly, stay calm. These signs are not meant to cause fear, but to offer time and opportunity to act. One final observation: as these signs become more evident, remember they are loving warnings meant to guide us and protect us. Time is short, but there is still room to prepare. In the next part, we will talk about the call to action, exploring how to transform these warnings into concrete steps to protect you and your family. The time has come to transform knowledge into action. Everything you have heard so far is a clear and direct warning. Preparation is not just an option, but an urgent necessity. The time for thinking or hesitating is over. Now is the time to act. 1. Start now, not tomorrow. Procrastination can be the biggest mistake. Every lost day is an opportunity that will not come again. Make a clear and practical list of what needs to be done and start today. Divide the preparation into 3 main areas: material, emotional, and spiritual. 2. Material preparation. Make sure your home has the necessary resources to face the blackout and the period after. Here are the basics. Drinking water. Store at least 2 liters per person per day for a minimum period of 2 weeks. Use tightly sealed containers or reused plastic bottles. Non-perishable foods. Stock up on canned goods, grains, cereals, nuts, and other items that do not need refrigeration. Light sources. Purchase blessed candles, long-lasting flashlights, and extra batteries. Remember to keep matches or lighters handy. First aid. Make sure you have basic medicines, first aid kits, and personal hygiene supplies like soap, toilet paper, and disinfectants. Basic tools include items like knives, pocket knives, ropes, and blankets. 3. Family planning. Gather your family together and create an action plan. Establish a meeting point in case someone is out of the house when the blackout starts. Set up a safe place where everyone can gather. Signs and codes. Develop signs or key words for specific situations. This will help keep communication simple and effective even without technology. Protective routines. Decide how to organize tasks such as cooking, distributing supplies, and caring for children or the elderly. 4. Spirituality in focus. Do not neglect spiritual preparation. This will be the foundation that will sustain you and your family in the midst of difficulties. Pray regularly. Set aside fixed times to pray. The daily rosary will be your greatest protection. Set up a home altar. Place sacred images, blessed candles, holy water, and the rosary in a special place. This will be your spiritual refuge. Strengthen your faith. Gather with your family to pray together. Sharing moments of spirituality will bring unity and strength. 5. Community awareness. Although you make your family a priority, remember that mutual support in the community can be vital. Talk to neighbors or friends who share this vision. Forming small support groups can ensure safety and shared resources. 6. Don't wait for chaos. Many people ignore these warnings, leaving everything to the last moment. When the blackout begins, it will be too late to run after what is missing. Markets will be crowded, and the prices of the few items available will rise. Avoid this rush. Plan now while there is still time. 7. Strengthen mental resilience. In addition to storing resources, prepare your mind for the blackout. It will bring moments of uncertainty, and fear will be a powerful adversary. Develop strategies to stay calm, such as deep breathing, prayer, or simply talking to those around you. 8. Share the message. Don't keep it to yourself. Share it with friends, neighbors, and family who may not be aware of the gravity of what is coming. Spreading the preparation is an act of love and responsibility. 9. Don't ignore small progress. Even if you can't prepare everything at once, every small step counts. Today store water, tomorrow stock up on food. Gradually, you will see that your preparation is advancing. 10. Act with faith and confidence. As frightening as these events may seem, remember that preparation is not an act of desperation, but of hope. You are building a safer future for yourself and your family. Every action, no matter how small, is a step toward peace and protection, a decision that can save lives. What you do today will determine your safety tomorrow. There is no room for doubt or hesitation. From now on, every decision matters. Time is running out, but there is still a window of opportunity. Use it wisely. Next, in the last part, we will explore how to close this journey with a message of inspiration and renewal. The inspiring closing. Now that you have come this far, one thing is certain: you are among those who have chosen to listen, reflect, and act. You have accepted the responsibility of protecting your family, preparing your home, and, most importantly, strengthening your faith. It is not an easy path, but it is a necessary path. Remember that what is to come is not just a challenge, but also an opportunity for transformation. During the blackout and subsequent events, you will have the chance to rediscover what really matters: family ties, the simplicity of life, and the strength that comes from unshakable faith. The light in the darkness. Imagine your home surrounded by darkness, but with a candle lit in the center. This light, although small, is more powerful than you can imagine. It represents hope, divine protection, and the resilience of your family. Every prayer said, every gesture of love, and every preparation completed will be like fuel to keep this flame alive. And most importantly, this light is not only in your home, but within you. Even in the most difficult moments, remember that you carry the strength needed to face whatever comes. A new era ahead. After the darkness will come a time of renewal. It will be like the dawn after a long night. Those who remain faithful and prepared will see the beginning of a new era, a period of peace and reconnection with the divine. This will not only be a new beginning for the world but for you. It will be an opportunity to leave behind fears, regrets, and distractions and live a fuller and more meaningful life. You are not alone. It may feel like you are facing this alone, but there are others like you around the world who have heard the call, who have understood the urgency, and who are preparing. And above all, you have greater protection, a divine force that guides your every step. In the most difficult moments, remember that even in the deepest darkness, there is light. Even when all seems lost, there is hope, and even when the world around you falls apart, there is strength within you to resist and triumph. A message for the future. What you do today will echo in the future. Every preparation completed, every prayer made, and every decision made with faith will be a seed for a better tomorrow. Do not underestimate the power of your actions. This is the time to write your own story, a story of courage, love, and overcoming. And in the end, when the world emerges on the other side of these events, you will be stronger, wiser, and more connected to the purpose that has always been within you. One last call. Keep this message as a treasure. Review your notes, organize your resources, and share this truth with those you love. Each person who prepares becomes a beacon of hope for others. When events begin to unfold, remember everything you have heard here. Trust in your preparation, trust in your inner strength, and above all, trust that you are not alone. The ultimate promise. No matter how dark the times may seem, never lose sight of this truth. After darkness always comes light, and that light, whether in the sky or within you, will be the guide that will lead you and your family to a future of renewal and peace. May your journey be one of protection, faith, and hope. The choice to act has already been made, and that is what will make all the difference.